Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 34 of A Wild Podcast has appeared, the official Pokemon podcast of Comicbook.com. Woo!
That was really quick.
Yeah, you're
Did
getting
anybody
quicker.
listening understand what he just
This
said?
is the last one of the year, and it's going to be a good
Makes
one.
me sad.
It's going to be a good one.
So sad.
If you're new to this show, and you don't like Pokemon, I don't know why you started listening to this. I think our title is very clear. This is a Pokemon podcast. We cover all of the Pokemon things. Pokemon games, trading card, video games, mobile games, anime, manga, stuff, and everything in between.
Yes.
Like when Pokemon shows up on Jeopardy. We covered that last week. Was that
Yes.
last week? Last week we covered it.
Yeah, it was last week.
I am one of your hosts, Jim Viscardi, and Megan Peters is back.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Megan. We missed you.
I am back from the
We did.
cold rain of New York City.
And we
Everything's fine.
also have Christian Hoffer.
Hi, I never left.
I mean, you did that one time. Oh, actually, no. Has there been a week? Yeah, there's been a
yeah,
week.
there's been
Yeah.
one or two.
Yeah, so.
I was about to say I missed a bonus episode. I don't know if I missed an actual week.
Oh, that's true.
So Jim and I really just put in the extra dedication for the bonus episodes, what you're telling us.
You guys scheduled an interview while I was in LA.
Yeah, well, that was the only time they were available. And if you would like to go listen to our chat to the writers of Detective Pikachu, just head on over to iTunes and find the episode. It's there.
Yeah.
It's a great chat. Anyway, we've been going through Pokemon Sword and Shield quite a bit in our deep dive section, which if you're new, the show is broken up into 3 parts. A news section, a deep dive section, and a Pokemon fact of the week at the very end. This week, we'll continue our really will be, not the last, because we'll be talking about Sword and Shield for a while, but our walkthrough-ish of the game will be today. And then we've got a few other things to talk about, like Gigantamax Pikachu getting a major competition win. Which, holy moly.
Yep, came out of nowhere. Is that what? Are we just jumping?
We're
into
just jumping
things?
right
Yeah, just go. Go for
Okay,
it.
let's do this.
I
yeah.
set that up
So perfectly.
so well. It was the first thing on the notes.
Such a great segue.
And then Christian's like, are we starting?
Oh, Jim, I hate you.
At first, I thought Hopper was literally about to walk out.
throw down my, ear things and just leave. Anyways, Gigantamax
Headphones?
Pikachu. So, headphones, that's what they're called. I'm sorry. I don't...
It's a rough
Words
morning for
are...
Christian.
It's okay.
It really is, guys. You have no idea how done I am with 2019. Just in general. Anyways, Gigantamax Pikachu. He is a big boy, and he got a big win. So, leading up to kind of the official competition for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which technically begins on January 4th, 2020, a site called VGC Stats has been hosting these weekly tournaments. And they get about 150 players or so a week. And this week, the last one, Galar Weekly number 4, was the first tournament that allowed Gigantamax Pokemon. And shockingly, Gigantamax Pikachu won. Turns out, Gigantamax Pikachu is not just a gimmick. In addition to his big boy status, he has a really awesome G-Max attack. And so basically the dude who won it just had a team that was set up to protect Gigantamax Pikachu on the first turn and then paralyze the snot out of anything that moved. It was nuts.
It's actually really funny because we've been talking about what we've thought competitive rosters were going to look like, and I don't think at any point
No.
Pikachu was on there. Well,
Not at all.
No,
even a little bit.
No, not at all.
It came out of nowhere. And I'll say this, every once in a while, somebody will win a big tournament using a Pikachu, and the fan base always loves it. So I was actually, on Twitter on Sunday when this tournament was going on, and it's like, big boy Pikachu's in the finals, and I was like, what? How did this happen? And it turned out he's actually viable. He is getting a little bit of usage in some of these tournaments that, we'll see how it shakes out in the official tournaments and stuff, which, begins next month. But that's a good sign that, big boy Pikachu.
That's what I like about like the early stages of these games where like no one's really sure on how to use teams just yet or what Pokemon may have a hidden surprise thing. Like, so I like this. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a really cool moment, and I think that everybody I didn't realize how powerful this move is. So Gigantamax Pikachu's move paralyzes all members of an opposing team. So it does damage and paralyzes. It can't be blocked by Protect. It ground Pokemon can be hit you can't target a ground type Pokemon with it. But if you target its partner Pokemon, the ground-type Pokemon still gets paralyzed. I mean, yeah, it's really freaking nuts. And, now people are going to have to try to figure out how to counter that. And, if you have something like Protect or a partner Pokemon with Follow Me, that will basically, should protect Gigantamax Pikachu to the point where it will start getting off those paralysis moves, which suck.
Jeez. Well, I guess now everyone is desperately trying to
everyone
get,
is now
Let's
just
Go Pikachu.
spending all of their experience candies on Pikachu.
yeah, that. And also, isn't Gigantamax Pikachu one of the ones that you can get from the Let's Go?
You can only get
Pikachu?
it right
That's
now.
what I thought. Yeah. Right now, you can only get it.
Because I don't think
if you're
Pikachu or Gigantamax Pikachu is showing up in raids at all.
Yeah, because I've never seen one. So anyways, if you want this big chunk, you need to go locate somebody who has Let's Go Pikachu or get one of your own. So you can get
I was about to say, GameStop is probably crying tears of joy because used sales of Let's Go Pikachu has jumped up
I will say this. So I actually took note of this as soon as it was announced that the Gigantamax Pikachu and Eevee were attached to the Let's Go franchise. In Nashville, there's the store Bouquets that has a bunch of used games, books, everything you could want. And so I live pretty close. Me and my boyfriend went, and they had, I think at max before the Sword and Shield came out, they had 6 used copies of Pikachu. And very shortly after the Sword and Shield came out, I went back to see, and they were all gone. Every single one, because they had them at a pretty good discount since they were used, and they were all gone. And so every once in a while, I'll see him trade in, and I saw this little boy grab one. He was like, Pikachu! And I was like, smart move. So
nice. All right, so Pikachu, stronger than any of us thought at first.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Ash is proud.
No love for Eevee though.
No, let's not talk about that.
Eevee's got the problem with Eevee is I believe its move works similarly, where it infatuates opposing members of a team, but since that's based on gender, it only works on 50% of Pokemon.
Yeah, I've tried to use Gigantamax Eevee, and maybe I just haven't found the right team yet, but I haven't gotten it. I do have the Gigantamax Pikachu, but I've never really put it into a competitive battle before, so now I'm really eager to go home and try that.
Yeah, and also, the other problem is that Eevee can get the snot kicked out of it by, a couple of max knuckle attacks.
Yeah, Eevee doesn't hold up very well.
Yeah.
It's trying.
No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna jump.
It tries its best.
I'm gonna jump around just a tiny bit because since we're talking about Pikachu and talk about Adidas's new Pikachu sneakers.
They're so much better.
Which are actually really cool. I really enjoyed them.
The first line of Pikachu Adidases we got were just so the cartoony. They were so bad. I wish listeners here could have been a fly in the wall of the comic book offices when they showed those pictures, because myself and another one of our writers, Connor Casey, just flipped and we were so mad.
Yeah.
These are pixelated Pikachu sprites that are on the Adidases that we've seen. So it's pixelated Pikachu, which I think looks so much better because it's a more retro look.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just personal preference, but I'm an A+ fan of these.
I might end up buying one of these. I'm in the market for new canvas shoes, and while I was originally going to get my typical Converse All Stars, the Chuck Taylors, I was taking a good hard look at these, so they look awesome.
You should get them.
I might.
Yeah.
We'll just make the decision right now.
I will say, if anybody is curious, I can't remember the brand. hit me up on Twitter. I'll give you the link. There is a brand in Japan that earlier this year put out some new Pikachu sneakers, and they are like literally like yellow, kind of fuzzy canvas shoes, and like the back of the heels have ears that stick out from them. Like it's a full Pikachu shoe, and it's like platform. It was really cute. I legitimately found a way that I could have gotten it from Japan in my size to the U.S., and then I had to like think really hard about my life and choices.
It'd be like $1 million.
Yeah, it was not going to be cheap, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pay less. Get some shoes. So
the only thing I don't like about these shoes is that if they only come in white, that's a little disappointing to me.
Yeah, but we'll see. I definitely like the aesthetic of this better. Pixelated Pikachu for life.
sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, like it's a great looking shoe. I just wish it came in colors other than white. White shoes don't last very long. Really anywhere, but in the state of Ohio.
Good to know.
All right, let's move on to Pokemon Go. Got a big update to the Buddy Adventure system.
Yes.
So this one was kind of interesting. So coming out soon, the update officially pushed to I think iOS devices last night. So they will now have a Buddy Adventure system. You can feed your Buddy Pokemon berries, and eventually your Buddy Pokemon follows you around on the screen. It might help you catch Pokemon, which seems weird, but whatever. You can play with your Pokemon and do other things, and you can like interact with it using the AR Plus mode. So it seems interesting. You can it acts kind of like the friendship levels in like normal Pokemon games. So as your Pokemon's affection increases, it will get a boost to its stats. And the trade-off is you can only change your buddy Pokemon once per day.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I admit I'm really interested in this. I've seen like the video footage of it, and it looks cool. I love that you can eventually like play with them and like feed them and stuff like that. But for me, I have always said I was and still am obsessed with like the Nintendogs games. Like I love, like I'm very like, because when I was younger I had such bad allergies. Like I loved Nintendogs. It was the only way I could have a pet. I really love that. Now I have a cat and I love her and she's great. But I've always was wanting like a Pokemon version of Nintendogs that I could like have in my house and play around with and like fetch and take on walks. So like I feel like this is the closest like I'm gonna get to that for a really, really long time. Heads up, Pokemon, if you're listening to me, please fulfill my wish. So I'm interested to see, what the benefits of this will be, in terms of like getting items and stuff like that, or if it's really just more of a like cute gimmicky thing for kids to be more involved.
I know you can get souvenirs, which your Pokemon will apparently go off to random places and bring back souvenirs.
That's what happened in Nintendogs. They would pick up presents when you walked them. It was great.
Yeah, so I know that. I'm curious. I know that a lot of people have wanted something like this for a while.
Like
the commercial that they released, like, for this was a freaking tearjerker.
It will break your heart.
What the hell? Like, Niantic, don't do this stuff to me. You suck. You suck. You suck.
It's the holidays.
Why?
I'm already feeling emotional.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
if you haven't
man.
seen the trailer, it's just like basically imagining this perfect world where you are like best friends with the Pokemon. I don't even want to think about it. I can't cry.
Like, after watching that commercial, I had to immediately switch to the infamous Folgers commercial to like.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Like, the world.
All right, well we're not even going to touch on that.
All right, Party Hat Wurmple.
Yes, finally it comes. So back in 2018, the Pokemon Go fan base like absolutely lost it because they released this like New Year's loading screen and it had randomly had a Wurmple with a party hat. And so people are like, are we getting a Party Hat Wurmple? Instead we got Party Hat Pikachu, which no one cared about. So for years, literally years, people have been saying, where are the Party Hat Wurmples? To the point where when I went to Pokemon Go Fest 2018 and I had a sit-down interview with some like the Niantic higher-ups, their PR person came up to me and it's like, okay, you can't ask for, ask questions about like, what are we going to add? So, and he specifically said like, you can't ask about Party Hat Wurmple.
Oh my gosh.
Like, Which was like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'm not going to ask about Party Hat Wurmple. But data miners have found Party Hat Wurmple, Party Hat Wobbuffet, and Party Hat Raticate.
Oh my god!
This is the greatest party I've ever heard of.
It's
Please
like I don't
invite me.
even know what's going on. For all I know, like Niantic's developers are just like randomly threw this in like a spot where the data miners could find it, basically to have a good laugh. Like, because, like, who wants a freaking Party Hat Raticate?
Literally me. How dare you?
Why?
Because why not? Everyone hates on Raticate. Freaking Wurmple.
For good reason.
Well, let's give him something to celebrate. Like, let's make him feel good. He's lived his entire life knowing he is, like, the scourge of that Pokemon franchise. Now,
Like, we're
he's being
literally
celebrated. He's being able to live his best life, Hoffer. And the fact that you're hating on Raticate really would disappoint Bulbasaur right now.
This is what they wanted. Raticate hasn't been talked about for decades, and now we're all talking about him.
Oh my god! Like I couldn't believe it when like people were like Party Hat Wurmple, and I was like going clicked and I was like looking at it. It's like and Wobbuffet.
I love the Wobbuffet. I love the Wobbuffet.
Okay, come on, the Wobbuffet.
That one.
I mean, it's fine.
I want to know
don't get me wrong.
I want to know, will the party hat be on like the big blue part? Or
Yeah,
will it
is
be
it on
on the
the
actual?
decoy or
Yeah,
is it on
it's
his
on the
body?
big blue part.
Okay, hey.
People have also been complaining about how, you know, clearly Pokemon Go doesn't understand like the actual lore behind Pokemon because Shadow Wobbuffet, its fake eyes are the ones that glowing purple instead of its actual tail eyes. And like people are really annoyed about that, and that trend continues. And don't get me wrong, like I just think it's like just, you know, I understand Party Hat Wurmple just because basically at this point
It's an urban legend.
It's a Pokemon Go meme.
Yeah.
But the other two are such random additions. And I don't care. Like I'm glad we're getting this as opposed to like Party Hat Pikachu and Party Hat Eevee.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, wow, did you just like spin the wheel of Pokemon and like say like we're gonna let her ride whatever comes up? That's what we're sticking a hat on. And when Raticate comes up, it's like our hands are tied. There's not like there's 500 more popular Pokemon species than this in our game currently that we could pick. Nope, we have to stick with Raticate. But good for it. Like, you know, there must be like some tie-in or something that we're just missing. Like
They're going to have a party. There's going to be like whole weekly challenges, big like you need to help Raticate prepare for the party. Go find berries.
Like, Raticate keeps eating the cheese tray. Like, you know, tell it no.
Wobbuffet is double dipping. Stop him. So anyways, I'm happy. Clearly I'm
Party
happy.
Hat Wurmple is really drunk. It's got drunk on the fruit punch.
It makes sense
outside.
with Wurmple. Like Party Hat Wurmple's doing the worm. Like something like that. Come on. There's it makes sense for him.
God.
All right, before we get to our deep dive, one more thing to touch on is a new Pokemon anime series has just been announced. Well, not just been announced. It was announced like last week.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. So, for those of you who haven't heard, it's going to be like an anime miniseries based on the Galar region, specifically, which it'll be on YouTube. So it's going to be, as far as we know, it will not be region locked. So there's no information that it will be dubbed. So if anything, it will probably just be.
It probably will be dubbed. They dubbed Pokemon Generations.
Yeah. So until I get like confirmation from the cast, I usually tend to hold back, but it should be dubbed if it's been announced to be simulcast internationally. If not, subs will exist. Probably, we'll see. The Pokemon Company can be weird about that sometimes, but you will be able to watch it. It's a miniseries that will focus on like different characters and trainers and Pokemon in the Galar region, which I think is a really great compliment to the current like mainline Pokemon series that's going on right now. If you've been paying attention or listened to our past episodes, Ash Ketchum and the new co-lead Go have become like research scientists, and they're traveling all over the world to get information on Pokemon. Right now, they happen to be in the Galar region, but like they're going everywhere. Kanto,
do you
Novo,
think
and stuff,
they will address the dilemma of 2 trainers, 1 gym?
No.
No. Oh, no.
And also, Jim, inappropriate.
Yeah, Jim. We're just going to ignore that even happened.
Like, I'm going to call CBS up right now.
But I will say this. I just think it's great that there's going to be a mini-series that does focus specifically on Galar because it is a great region. We've learned a lot about it with Sword and Shield.
We've loved the characters.
Yeah, it's been great. The anime, what it's shown of the Galar region, has been hilarious and awesome. So I'm very excited to see what this miniseries focuses on and what we can learn from
They
the
put out a bunch of art for that. Is that what we're expecting to be representative of the animation style?
Well, they only put out one piece of art for it, and it was like it's a very different style.
Yeah, it's almost like Studio Ghibli-ish.
Yeah, it looks like it came from like the Kyoto Animation, Studio Ghibli style, which I'm all for. We haven't really seen that represented very well. If anything, the closest we've seen it represented has been in like Pokemon, like I Choose You, like the latest movies that weren't 3D CGI. That leaned more into that whimsical style. So if you're a fan of anything like Your Name or the Makoto Shinkai films, this looks to be like really good. So
I really want them to address the gym situation, though.
They're not.
You know what?
Going to
just
address
start
the gym
spamming the
situation.
YouTube.
You don't think they're not gonna go? They're not gonna go to that town?
No, I think they'll go to the town, but I think that they'll just kind of bring them in as normal characters. You are really strangely obsessed with this. Like, this is of all the things, like
make
sense.
That you're.
There are so many questions that the anime could address that I would want answered more than that. Like recently, the episode of Pokemon, like it saw Ash and Go like meet up with a Score Bunny, and then all of a sudden this Snorlax Gigantamax out of nowhere, and it was a legitimately tense scene because at several points you thought Pikachu was going to get crushed because it just. Gigantamax is so quickly. Like, I have a better appreciation for how terrifying the phenomenon is. Like, they're like, oh, this is a big Snorlax. And then all of a sudden, the Snorlax is like, I'm going to get thicker. And then, boom.
I haven't seen the latest episode. Does Snorlax do the really terrifying thing where it, like, hyper beams using its finger?
If the anime basically ended as soon as the forest started bursting forth from his chest.
Oh my god!
Oh,
yeah, that was creepy.
That was the thing. Like, is there wildlife on his belly?
Yeah, like you see, like there's a seed, and all of a sudden it just starts like alien, like bursting from his chest, and it's like this is horrifying.
Oh,
so
jeez.
God.
Ash's face was like, what is happening?
Nope. Going back to the Alola region, at least I understood that stuff.
Yeah.
That was just making Power Ranger hand signals,
Yeah.
This, no, sir, I did not sign up for this.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah, so I'm eager to see what this new anime has to offer when it comes out. It'll be out in a little bit, so.
Nice. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then we're going to finish up our Sword and Shield walkthrough. All right. Here we go.
We're here.
Okay.
Christian and I, I don't want to talk about the post game yet, but the post game's really freaking weird. And Christian and I were very heavily teased. We were going to get into the really weird post game in this episode, so I am very excited.
Oh, good. I missed this conversation, so I'm glad I made it for this.
No, I was about to say, we can dive right into the post game. I mean, I feel like this game just takes such a weird left turn.
Yes.
Like, the post-game stuff I was just not expecting. Like, oh, here's a dude with a giant phallic symbol for a head. Like, what is even going on? And it's like I'm Swordbert or like Swordward, or I couldn't even remember. He's like basically Squidward from like the SpongeBob. Yeah. And like Shieldbert was the other one.
And like they're supposed to be pseudo celebrity. Okay, well hold on. Let's back up a second. So because it doesn't make sense if we just jump right into it. So Rose, we've been saying it all along. If you haven't gotten, we'll say spoilers. If you haven't gotten to the end of the game and you don't want spoilers, turn around, run.
Yeah, if you have not if you haven't gotten to this part of the game yet for some reason, but you listen to our episodes religiously, I appreciate I was about to say I appreciate your dedication to us.
To be fair, sometimes people don't have time. Like these days, I really only have time to play on the weekends right now. I'm like I pick up my Switch at night and I'm just like I'm too tired for this. But yeah, no. So if you haven't gotten this part of the game, turn back and come back. Okay. So Rose is the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's the dumbest thing ever. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, this game is great, but this storyline, like, the bad guy's plans might be the dumbest one. The dumbest of all the bad guy Pokemon plans we've ever seen. And this is a franchise in which people are like, oh, well, in order to save the Pokemon, we must flood the earth. We've had that. Technically twice. We've had some really weird ass shit like in order to save Pokemon, we must destroy humanity and also Pokemon. We've had like weirdo super weapons, but guys, there might be an energy crisis 1,000 years in the future. Therefore, I must imprison a legendary Pokemon and then use it to Dynamax the world. Like, what is, like, what? I couldn't even, I can't. I just can't. I wanted to punch Rose in the face, and then I wanted to punch Leon in the face.
I just expected the sword and, like, the sword and shield aspect of this to really come to a head here. And nope, it absolutely doesn't. Instead, you get this weird, random poison dragon legendary.
It made no sense. That legendary
shows up.
When you see Eternus for the first time, I literally sat down my controller and just stared in confusion because I thought the game might have glitched. I didn't understand.
I do appreciate that the memes were all right. So, we had a sword, we had a shield, and then Eternus, which is a gun. I mean, it's literally a cannon. It's another railgun. Yeah. Which I thought was hilarious. I don't understand why that was your main boss. I guess they couldn't make, like, good dogs, like, the final boss battle. It was so weird. Like, I appreciate that they tried something different.
Yeah.
They did not stick the landing.
No,
especially because when you add the Leon of it all into it, it just makes it even worse.
Leon is just as stupid as Rose is. Leon is just
moron.
Leon makes no sense. He's just like, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. I got this. I got this. And then he like rolls up with. Like,
and then he's faced with like a real big boy problem, and he's like,
I'm lost, guys. I'm lost.
Yeah, and then he looks at the 10-year-olds and he's like, remember when I said this wasn't your problem? Guess what? It's your problem now. Like, the story falls
Leon
apart.
needs to be in prison. Like, I do like the fact that, like, in the post-battle sequence, they're like, yes, Chairman Rose is going to prison. And I'm like, what about Leon? He was a conspirator. He was a co-conspirator. He just got cold feet at the last second. This dude belongs in prison. Like, he's a moron. 2, I don't understand how the undefeated champion with the undefeated Charizard could get, like, just smoked instantly. And any time it, like, actually matter. 3, he belongs in prison. He is the worst. Like, I refuse to accept his Charmander, like, that he gives you. Like, I don't care. I refuse to be bribed. My first act as Pokemon champion is to hunt down Leon and send that son of a bitch to prison.
Oh my God.
Like, for freaking crimes.
All right.
Like, 10 years.
Well,
clearly, Hoffer just really hates Leon. I just think he's dumb. And so is his brother.
And so is Hop. Like, they're both of them are just like,
they're both
that family has got some serious problems.
I know. I feel so bad for you as the trader who's like been growing up and dealing with these idiots for so long.
Well, no wonder you're like, nope, I'm going to start my Pokemon journey now, and I'm just going to solve all the country's problems. I'm becoming champion.
Yeah.
Like Leon, I'm coming for you, and Hop's like, I'm going to become champion. It's like, shut up. You shut your face. Like, go away.
Like, I will say with the story, I did think it was interesting that, like, they went with this whole, like, energy crisis,
it's
conservation
very,
idea.
Like,
because, like, that is so timely with conversations right now. I mean, obviously they took it to an extreme because this is Pokemon and it is fiction.
Of course.
But like, and I thought it was interesting that they kept telling like the younger kids, so like, it's not your problem, get out of it. Because like for younger people today, like
that's how it feels.
what is happening in the real world right now with conservation energy, it will become their problem. And like the gatekeeping, I thought that was very smart. And I was like, the whole time I was kind of going with it. I was like, this kind of makes sense. I can see how this is working. And then as soon as like you kind of get to like the final matches with like Rose's scientist assistant who's like obsessed in love with him, and then you get to Rose and he's like, it's in 1,000 years. I'm going to get this Pokemon out of an eggshell that's deep underneath the earth. At that point, I was just like, you completely ruined it.
It's like truly this country is run by morons.
Yes.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know, I will say, having gone through the post game and all that stuff, I am really disappointed. This game could have probably had me had they ended up making Hop the ultimate bad guy. Like, had Hop been the one to, like,
he just get, like, failure after failure after failure.
I know! Like, well,
I've had enough!
You feel like that's what's leading up to. Yeah. He is so close to having a psychotic break like 5 times. Like, you know, the dude, you know, if guns existed in this world, he would have gone postal at some point. Like, let's face it. Like, that is, and look, you have a big canon Pokemon. Like, it's right there. It's right there. Just take it. Instead, it's like, no, there's an energy crisis. It's coming in 1,000 years. And Leon's like, I don't know what's going on, but he sure sounds right. I'm going to help with him as soon as I complete this battle. That's just like Leon's like, oh, yep, I'm going to help him out. I'm definitely going to help him out after the country deserves the sporting contest. And then the only reason why he turns on Rose is because they didn't let him complete his sporting contest. It's just like, what the?
I couldn't have my fight. No, you're mean. I'm leaving.
And then he loses at the end anyways. Really, more than Hop, because I understand, like, with Hop, they're trying to show, like, positivity. And I think we're just painting him with a very gray persona just because of who we are as people. But, like, Leon, like, I see it with Leon. Like, I see Leon, like, after him losing, instead of him being like, good job, I see him going, like, I'm going to kill you. Like,
maybe that will be the plot of Pokemon Sword and Shield 2. Fingers crossed that we get like a Hop Leon like Team Idiot, where they're the next bad guys. Like I personally would love that. Like make a champion a bad guy for once.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, and like Leon's perfect because he's an idiot. Like he could totally come up with like the most moronic scheme of all times and think it's a good idea because he thinks anything's a good idea. Like this guy, I mean, I'm not going to skip political here, but he reminds me of several world leaders we currently have.
oh boy.
Because he's a moron. He's a freaking moron. That's all I'll say about it.
To know whoever's listening, if you hate Leon and Hop as much as Hopper does, because he's got.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, he's got some serious anger.
Yeah. I thought he looked like a moron when they first introduced him because I hate his stupid hat.
No,
and then his cape, like, you know, it's ugly, and then also his personality is idiotic, and his actions are criminal.
It's true.
Like it's just like, you know what? Give me like, you know, Swordhead guy over Leon any day of the week. Like, at least they're, like, deliberately obnoxious, and I can make fun of his goddamn hair.
All right, well, Christian Hopper has come in. Christian Hopper has come in, laying.
He has been bottling this up, and has been waiting for an outlet.
You're too young to have heard any of this. We're sorry. But Hopper has waited. What podcast is this? Yeah. He's waited that many weeks to get this off his chest.
I think my favorite article I wrote when I was like writing nothing but Pokemon Sword and Shield articles was the Leon should be in prison. And like that was the one that like lingered in our like top 5 for days for no reason whatsoever. Like I just went on this like stupid rant where it's like, usually like I'm like Mr. Pragmatic and practical, and then every once in a while I'm just like, nope, like rip everything up and like go on just like a crazy man rant. And that was the article that like stayed in our top 10 for whatever reason. It's like, yeah, I hate Leon. He's the worst.
All right. Let's move because I want to talk about the tourney system real quick because I really enjoyed this.
Yes,
I thought it was a cool way. So basically, your finals / Elite Four or whatnot is you show up at the stadium and you fight your rivals first, which I thought was pretty cool. Because in this game, let's be real, you've got 3 rivals. You have Hop, you have Marnie, and Bede. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And then, so I don't know if this is actually true or not, but is the bracket truly randomized?
I don't. It becomes randomized when you do it again.
Right. So then what happens is what happens is then you enter the semifinals and whatnot, and you get all of the gym leaders come back and are put in this bracket. But they say it's random.
Yeah, who did you guys fight?
I don't remember.
I fought the last guy. I
fought Water. I fought Nessa.
I fought Nessa.
Yeah.
I fought Dragon Guy.
I fought Dragon Guy.
And then did you fight Alistair as your third?
Yes.
So it's definitely fixed the first time because I fought Bea, then Nessa, then Rayhan.
No, I was kind of hoping it was randomized. Well, no, because because I've seen because afterwards I went to go look, and people have posted lineups.
Well, so your tournament, like, because you can redo the tournament in the post game, and then after that it goes random. So I think it's just for that initial tournament. It's set. It would be like if you go through the tournament and don't face Marnie and Hop. It's like, oh well, unfortunately Hop got knocked down in the first round because he's an idiot and he knows nothing about Pokemon battles.
Yeah,
which would be fitting, like
But I thought it was cool. The thing I didn't necessarily, not that I didn't like, but it just makes it too easy, is the whole, like, after battle you can go heal your Pokemon and then, like, literally run out to the Poke Center and heal them up and come back.
Well, you don't even need to go out. They automatically heal after the end of the battle.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that made it super easy.
Well, I didn't notice that, and I made a bunch of trips back to the Pokemon Center.
Because I started...
And you can trade...
I was about to say, because I started the tournament, before I went in, I was like, all right, let's go. I went to the Pokemon Center, and I blew so much money on like potions.
I bought so much stuff.
I bought so much stuff, and then I went in there. I mean, the first couple battles, like against my like rivals, I didn't even need to heal, but once I started going against the gym leaders, needed to heal, win my bag, got some potions, and it was like, you can't use any of them. And I was like, what do you mean? And I looked, and they were all healed of all status, injuries, and everything. And I was like, are you kidding me?
So the cool thing is that the trainers the gym leaders this time around have better Pokemon than when you fought them.
Yeah, that was
in the gyms, which I thought was very, very cool.
Yes, I love that.
It did leave me to have some questions though. Like Nessa just has like 2 Gigantamax Dreadnoughts, like one at a low level and one at a high level. Like, does she just like cycle those out as she like battles? Like, does the low one become the high one and the high one retires? I did have some like practical questions, but I thought that was pretty cool. It like really solved a question that we've always wondered about the Pokemon franchise, which is, why do these gym leaders all suck?
Yeah.
Like it actually did a really good job of like they don't actually suck. They're weeding out people to see who's worthy of actually fighting them. Like, this was the first time that the gym challenge has actually been practical in a game. And kudos.
Well, but it makes it feel like an organizational thing as opposed to just random guy, go fight strongest guy in said town. Like it's an org thing, which I thought was very, very cool. I have not done Battle Tower stuff yet. Have you guys done that?
I have done it.
I have. Yeah.
Is it a pain? Is it hard?
It depends.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's definitely just a fun way, like in post game, to like continue like trying out Pokemon. Like as I've been like fleshing out my Pokedex and stuff. Like I'll go round up like find a bunch of Pokemon that I can, or if I've done some raids and I've gotten some good Pokemon, like I'll go to the battle tower, and like that's a good place where I can like mess around with my teams and like figure out.
How does the battle tower work? Is it a gauntlet? Is it a
Yeah, it's a gauntlet similar to, you do a series of battles. If I remember correctly, I haven't done it in like 2-3 weeks. Your team is fixed going in,
okay.
So basically you go up against different teams until you get knocked out, which is similar to how the battle tower has worked in previous games.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, post game.
I liked Shield Head and Sword Head. I could not stop laughing at Sword Head.
It was just the weirdest thing because these guys pop out of nowhere. They get zero mention at all in the game, and they're like, "Oh, where are these celebrities?" And I'm like, "What?
I don't believe you.
No, I don't.
You're
believe
like
you.
an Instagram influencer at best."
Yeah. That's. I thought it was a very, very poignant commentary on royalty and celebrity culture. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. The most powerful message we've ever had. Like, because after all, like a lot of these like influencers.
Oh, I'm aware, but I'm just wondering how many of the listeners, when they hear him say that, are gonna say, "Hopper,
I thought
what
it was.
the heck?"
I thought it was a very. I genuinely thought that the message that they might have been trying to tell, if they were trying to tell it, was fantastic. And I was like, yes, like a lot of influencers do basically just have like a giant phallus symbol as their head. I was like, yep, nope. That's what I think about Ninja right there.
Oh my gosh. Oh, don't tell Brandon that.
Oh, is Brandon a Ninja fan? I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but it disappoints me.
I like Ninja.
Like,
he's all right. I mean, honestly, I don't really watch it. When it comes to like people doing playthroughs, I only watch one person, and that's Markiplier.
I just watched his episode of. He was just on Kevin Hart's Call His Balls mini like interview thing that he does.
Oh.
He came across pretty well.
Nah, I mean he's no. But what's the dude who keeps? But no, he sucks. No, PewDiePie. That one. He's the worst. I guess like if I had to rank them, those two are like Leon's, and like Ninja is like Swordhead guy. I that's actually really accurate. I stand by this. Thank you.
All right.
So basically, these two guys show up out of nowhere, and they're like, "We're royalty. Thank you. Give us your ancient sword and shield that you found. We're going to."
Hop totally lets them take it.
And Hop's like, "Oh, all right." And then they go around and they start randomly Dynamaxing a bunch of Pokemon in the same thing. So then you basically run through all the towns again, fight a whole bunch of Gigantamax or Dynamax Pokemon, and then the legendaries come and save the day, kind of thing. And I just hated going back into the sleepy whatever it's called over and over again. I appreciated that they enabled basically like fast travel when you first got in there. There was what's her face was standing there being like, "Do you want to go to the thing?" I was like, "Yes," because I do not want to have to dodge all of these low level Pokemon again.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
And that's really it. Then the game's over.
Yeah,
and you do nothing but basically play in the wild area for the rest of the game. Like
my favorite thing is in post game. The very first thing I did in post game as soon as I finished the game. And we actually caught it on video in the studio because I'd finished and I came to work to film my review. Is I went to the water town where her gym is, and you can go to the lighthouse. And in post game, there's like the band of Pokemon there that play. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know why they were there. And they're like, "Do you want to see a special performance?" And I was like, "Yeah, like this is cool. Like, what's it gonna be?" And they just play the credits again, and you can't skip it. You can't skip it. You can't fast forward it. You can't go back. You have to sit through and watch those credits all over again. So we just have footage of me in the studio being like, I've messed up. I've messed up. I've regretted everything. And the poor Richard and Brian were like, are you okay? And I'm like, we just have to sit here for 10 minutes now. And I thought we were going to get like some sort of sweet like performance of them performing like the Pokemon theme song or something. But no, it's just the credits.
The greatest troll of all time. I love Pokemon so much.
So in case you finish the game and you see those Kiss looking rock band Pokemon members and you talk to their tour manager and he says, you want to hear a special performance?
Don't.
Say no. It's the credits. Anyways, there you go. Then I figured out what the actual post game was,
That's
but that made me so mad.
Oh, that's the best. There's like so many like random things in this game that they just don't follow up on at all. Like I didn't even know about like when I first like walked through and they're like, yeah, here's a lighthouse. You can't go in it, but we have a lighthouse.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell's the point of the lighthouse?
Well, that's why I immediately
like,
went there post game because I was like, I remember the lighthouse. Maybe you can do something with it now. No, the Kiss wannabes are there and they make you listen to the credits.
oh god,
that's my soapbox.
Okay, well, now I'm going to step on a soapbox and say I have still yet to catch an effing Gigantamax Snorlax. I've fought maybe 30 of them. Have yet to catch one.
Do you have a normal Snorlax, Jen?
I do have a normal Snorlax, and I have tried a repeat ball.
Okay, well then I have no other tips. You may just need to use your Master Ball.
No, I've already used it.
What did you use it on?
On Samacenta. Don't give me that look. You still have your Master Ball? What the hell are you going to use your Master Ball for if you're not going to use it on...
Not the legendary.
Well, then what are you going to use it on? You're just going to let it sit and rot in your backpack.
No, I'll probably save it for like a shiny Gigantamax Pokemon.
Oh,
or
I don't
like that.
See, I don't care about that.
You know, well, God, what a waste.
Nope.
Jeez. Yikes.
Don't give me that.
I have no other words. Like I can't believe this.
I was saying, I also came across my first Gigantamax Butterfree the other day, and that one fucking, sorry.
Whoa!
Really?
Wow!
You just heard a beep.
Upset.
I have been through 34 of these episodes, and I have not dropped a single F-bomb.
However, in this episode, you dropped every other curse word.
true.
Except
those are totally different. Those are not hard R rated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Aaron, who edits the podcast. He's gonna have.
But here I am,
a whole
the
bunch of
nice,
perks.
lovely, family friendly.
But I am just annoyed because one, like I don't have the patience to do it. Did they fix the date trick? Yes or no? Do we know if they have?
I don't think they have.
have. No.
So like I don't even have the patience to do that. I'm okay with encountering random Gigantamax Pokemon as they go because I like doing the raids anyway because I like getting the candies for them and the TMs and whatnot and so like that is fine. But when I do encounter them, I have maybe, no joke, 12 Gigantamax Centiscorches. You want a Gigantamax Centiscorch? I got them. I'll give you 2.
Now,
but I can't catch
go.
anything else.
I might go and catch a Gigantamax Snorlax now, just because I have not gotten a Gigantamax Centiscorch. I've gotten all the other ones, but I don't have.
You have all the other ones?
Yeah.
You've got a Butterfree. You've got a. I want a Grimmsnarl really bad.
Yep.
Well, no, I have all the. I don't have all of them. I have all the ones that are currently in regular circulation.
Okay.
I don't have like Grimmsnarl or Beetle. I was actually like really disappointed to learn that you can only get these Gigantamax Pokemon through Gigantamax raids, because I would have just ground.
I don't know what that
all
means.
day long. You can only get you can't get Gigantamax Pokemon outside of the raids. So like if I go and catch like an Orbeetle,
yeah, it's not going to be Gigant. Okay, but let me ask you this: is there a way to tell whether like in your box or thing, like if your Pokemon can Gigantamax or not, or do you just have to remember that's the Gigantamax one?
I've been nicknaming mine,
Yeah.
to be honest, just to remember. So all of them say big.
That's
something.
really weird,
I've done chonk.
right? Like that
Yeah,
they
so-
haven't really, that there is no identifier for.
Yeah, I have chonk.
It
Eevee.
is.
I have chonk Pikachu.
Yeah, mine's like Big Pika. Big Cat is my Snorlax. Big Turtle is my Dreadnought. Big Bug is my Butterfree.
Big bug.
I'm trying to think.
All
of
of
what
these
other
will one
ones.
day be rapper names for like.
Okay.
Like Big Bird is my.
Also, too, I also want to say, like, if you have children and that can read and are doing raids online with other people coming in,
Yeah.
y'all need to be careful
Y'all need to be so extremely
because there
careful.
are some folks out there who are naming their Pokemon really awful
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
things.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. I've come up with there, and like the thing that I don't like about it is I really wish that you could either flag them or like
Yeah.
back out.
Like I played with one last night, and the Pokemon's name was My Big Dong, and I was like,
Oh no!
I'm naming all my
no.
Pokemon that from now on.
and I was like, oh my god.
You quickly scan the room for your child.
The worst
no,
part
no.
is that it was a Steelix.
Oh no! Oh, we have broken offer. Oh,
So just a warning,
Steelix does.
if you have kids that read and they're doing raids, they are bound to come across something inappropriate. I have had a lot of Japanese players in my join my thing, so I have they've named their things like Japanese. It's in Japanese characters, so I have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
So I can't even tell if it's offensive or not. But the ones that I can,
Yeah.
have been
Yeah,
pretty damn offensive.
There's been a couple of like white supremacist Pokemon that I've run across, which like really pisses me off, and then like I have to sit through the raids, and then I can't even target the Pokemon to knock them out because I would just do it. I would suicide bomb like any like racist or
Someone
inappropriate
threw out
Pokemon.
a Clefable named Women's Suffrage,
Oh no!
and I was like, nope,
No!
nope, yeah.
I have not run into anything
What
that's
is even
that.
the
I've
point
just
of
had
that?
ones that's like 12-year-old boys making poop jokes.
Like I've seen a couple. Like I said, there's like 2 or 3 offensive ones. For some, I did a surprise trade with somebody, and the person's name was like something awful, and so now he keeps like popping up whenever like in my feed on the side. I have to figure out how to turn that off. Because I really don't want to know what like 69 Aryan is doing.
No.
And
no.
yeah.
There's so
There has
anyway.
to be some Pokemon. If you literally listen
Like,
to
there's
anything we've said in this, give us a censor button.
Please.
Let us
There's
flag.
the flag
Please.
button, right? Like,
Yeah, well, I think there's a way to do it where you could like flag or remove it, but like it goes by so quickly, like I can't get to it. Like the online system is sadly a bit broken, and it's only going to get worse. There's a thing where it's like people are like, oh yeah, do surprise trades on Christmas Day and give kids a bunch of starter Pokemon. I'm like, you idiots think that this thing's gonna work on Christmas Day? Like the online is gonna crash.
Let's be real.
Come
Well,
on.
what was the other
Console
thing that
service never works
people
on
were just saying, like that on Christmas Day for surprise trade, just everyone just be trading like roly-colies.
Oh yeah, for Cole. Yeah. You
That's great.
surprise trade.
I might do
you either
that.
get Cole or something nice. But yeah, no. Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're running out of time for this week, so let's go to the Pokemon fact of the week, and then we'll wrap this baby up.
Okay, so Pokemon Red and Blue had a inadvertent reference to the lost evolution of Raichu. So if you follow
Garochu,
Pokemon at
right?
all,
Is that what it was called?
yes. Earlier, was it this year or last year? We found out that Raichu was originally supposed to have a third form. It's basically supposed to turn into a devil.
Yeah.
Named Gorachu. And it
Cute
was
devil.
like kind of creepy, and they ended up getting rid of it for game balance reasons, and everyone was okay with it. However, in Pokemon Red and Blue, if you go to Cinnabar Island, there's somebody who wants to trade you an Electrode for a Raichu. And if you make that trade, the guy will go, oh, my Raichu evolved. Which, it's like impossible. Now, 99% certain that's just a translation error. And that originally, like, he was supposed to get like a Graveler or something, and they switched it to Raichu for whatever reason. But in the context of that Raichu was originally supposed to have another evolution, that, is just like, it makes that like so much more interesting now. Like I said, almost definitely a translation error. But what if it isn't?
What if there is
just something...
if you could like somehow hack to fight that guy, he pulls out a Gorchu and you're like,
it's like this is the real like missing number.
Oh my gosh. That would be terrifying.
It's just like one of those great like old school things I had totally forgotten about until I was like researching this. And because there's like, this is our Pikachu fact, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to do any of the dumb Pikachu facts. Like the other one was like, like Pikachu is the only Pokemon to have actually been on official currency.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, some like random island nation has a Pikachu $1 coin.
Nice.
It's like a tiny little like Southeast Asian, or not Southeast Asian, like a Polynesian island. They just like randomly like, yeah, we're making a Pokemon dollar coin official to promote Pokemon. It's like, I mean, I want that.
I'll take it.
But yeah, so that's your last Poke Fact of the year. We'll probably get into some like weird, creepy ones. I just needed a break from the Halloween month where it was just like, what are the creepiest things I can find? Yeah. So we'll do a mix.
I really suggest you try to pull out another Jirachi fact for New Year's for our New Year's wish. You went real creepy with that one. So like, find a happy one.
It is creepy.
It is.
He's got a third eye in his stomach. It's weird as hell.
If you don't remember, you can see Hoffer's first freak out, but find us a happy one.
I'll see what I can do. No promises.
Yeah, I will say, like, this actually has been a very fun year, and doing this with you guys has been a lot of fun, and being able to interact with the fans who have hit us up on Twitter. You can find me at Jim Viscardi.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Megan Peters CB.
And I am at Twitter at Hoffer CBus.
It's been a lot. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. You guys have been pointing stuff out for us, and so thank you guys, and thank you guys for telling all your friends. And if you really like the show, I'm going to just turn this in a way to sell the show a little bit more. And you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, you may be able to. If you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and we read it on the air, you get a free Comicbook.com t-shirt. It really does. It's a lot. We've had some folks ask, like, how can we help out the show? That is really one of the biggest ways you can do it. And I appreciate everyone who's come out to leave their reviews, because it helps bump us up into Apple's weird algorithm for people searching for Pokemon podcasts. There's a lot of great Pokemon podcasts out there, and so we appreciate the fact that you listen to this one. If you listen to more than one, then great. We're glad that you have us in that rotation. So
you put us in your hearts. That's somewhere. Right. We appreciate it.
So until it'll be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks with no Pokemon.
It'll basically be a full 3 weeks until the next episode.
Yes,
because we'll have 2 off weeks.
Yeah, and then we'll record.
I'm gonna miss it too much.
It's gonna be a lot. Well, I'm going. I'll be in New York next week, and then the week after is New Year's, so it gets a little crazy. Yeah. But
no, I get it.
We'll be around the country, but hit us up on Twitter. We will continue to talk to you.
Believe me, I will still be trying to get a Gigantamax Snorlax, and I will let every one of you know.
I expect daily updates during your Christmas vacation. Day 28. Still haven't found Snorlax.
The Snorlax continues to vex me with its presence. It stands there in the distance.
All right, folks, thanks again. And we will catch you next year. Have a good one.